So Charlie Munger just filed his 13F, which is a document that every investor that manages over $100 million has to file every quarter. And thanks to that, we have a chance to know what they are invested in, but only in the United States. And Charlie Munger is, I think, almost every quarter the first one to file the 13Fs. And his portfolio in the current year or so actually changed a bit. There were some investments in Alibaba. He was buying it, he was doubling up, then he sold half of it. So let's see what happened this quarter. And you have to remember that Charlie Munger is a big believer in a quote by Pascal that also Monish Pobrai really likes.
All man's misery stem from his inability to sit in a room alone and do nothing. And all I'd like to do to adapt Pascal is all investment managers' miseries stem from their inability to sit alone in a room and do nothing.
And that is why in his portfolio, there are not a lot of changes, at least not in the US stocks, because we know that Munger invests in China and abroad. So let's see the US portfolio of Daily Journal, which is run by Charlie Munger. So the first and the biggest investment is Bank of America, and that's almost 41%. Then we have Wells Fargo, 35%. And then 19.2% Alibaba. So in this quarter, Charlie Munger didn't sell or didn't buy any shares of Alibaba. And the last two, that's US BANCORP and POSCO. Okay, so because there are no changes in his portfolio this quarter, I thought this is a really great time to actually look into this portfolio and try to figure out why he's holding on to the same companies for years and he's not changing anything. What are his returns? How is he doing through the last, let's say, around 9 to 10 years? So let's just go through all those 5 companies and see how are they doing as an investment for Charlie Munger. So the first one is POSCO, and that's a Korean steel manufacturer, and it's the 4th biggest steel maker in the world. So as you can see, we have data only from 4th quarter of 2013 till the 2nd quarter of 2022. Okay, so we know he owned the shares till the 4th quarter of 2014, and then he sold a lot of them because he went down from over 60,000 to around 10,000 shares. And in the 4th quarter of 2013, the shares were around $78. And when he sold them, they were at $63. So there was a loss in that, but of course we don't know when he actually bought those shares. And from 2014 onwards, he kept them, and right now, one share is worth 44.5. Okay, so then you have to ask yourself, why is he holding on if the price is going down in the long term? Well, there are dividends. And these are the dividends of POSCO. From 2013, the dividend was $1.86 for every share. Right now, it's $3 and almost 60 cents for every share. And as you can see, the dividends, they didn't go up every year. Actually, they fluctuated quite a lot and just recently had a real high. But every year he got around $2 for every share he had. Okay, so the next company in his portfolio is US BANCORP, and it's a bank holding company, and its main business is US Bank, which is a 5th biggest bank in United States. Also, we have data from 2013 onwards, and as you can see, Charlie Munger owns 140,000 shares of US BANCORP, and he didn't buy or sell a single share in the last 9 years. Okay, and the shares in 2013 were worth around $40, and right now they're 46. So there is a gain of $6 on every share in the matter of 9 years. It's a gain, it's not a massive gain. So what about dividends? And as you can see, the dividends went up every year. In 2013, there were 88 cents for every share. In 2021, they were $1.76 for every share. So in this investment, he made money not only on the actual share price, but also on the dividends that went up every year. Okay, so the next company is Alibaba Group Holdings. And Alibaba is a Chinese company that has a lot of different businesses that it owns, but they are all around IT, internet, retail, e-commerce, and stuff like that. And they are a massive internet company, and they had a lot of problems with Chinese government in recent years. They had to pay a lot of fines and they couldn't IPO one of their companies. So there were a lot of fluctuations with their price. And during that period, Charlie Munger actually invested in Alibaba, and he invested in it at the first quarter of 2021. He bought the shares for $226, and then he bought some more for $148, and he doubled that for $118. And then he sold for $108. So he had a loss in this investment, but he probably used that to his advantage because, as we know, he has other investments abroad. So if he sold there, made a gain, and then made the loss with Alibaba, he didn't have to pay the taxes. And the current price is around $113. So it's really interesting to see how this investment will pan out, how will Alibaba do in the future, and what will Charlie Munger do with this investment. Okay, now let's go to his second biggest investment, and that is Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo is a bank holding company. Its biggest business is, of course, Wells Fargo Bank, which is the fourth biggest bank in the United States. And like with previous investments that we talked about, we have data from the fourth quarter of 2013. And the same story, he didn't sell anything, or he didn't buy any more of the shares of Wells Fargo from 2013. And in 2013, at the end of the year, the price was around $45. Right now, it's $39. So it's a bit down. But of course, then there is another question. What about the dividends? And as you can see, that's a really interesting story. The dividends went up every year till 2019 when COVID struck. And after that, they went down in 2020 and in 2021. So in 2013, the dividend was $1.50 for every share. In 2021, it was only 60 cents. So till 2019, it looked like a really nice investment, and it went up and everything was going right. But the last 2 years are really tough on Wells Fargo. Will Charlie Munger react at some point, or will he just treat it as a fluctuation in the market? Okay, so let's go to the biggest investment, and that is Bank of America. And Bank of America is the second largest bank institution in the United States and 8th in the world. Okay, so we know that story. Fourth quarter 2013, no changes till second quarter 2022. And the price at 2013 was $15 and right now it's $31. It doubled in the last 9 years. So that's really nice. But also there are some dividends. And as you can see, they are going up every year. No wonder this is the biggest investment for Charlie Munger, because he not only doubled his money since 2013, but also the dividends went up every single year. And in 2013, it was only 4 cents per share. And right now it's 78 cents. Okay, so that's Charlie Munger's portfolio in the second quarter of 2022. And it's really interesting when you look at all those companies to find a common pattern. So one is growing dividends for every company except Alibaba, a new investment. So it seems like he believes that Alibaba will do really well in the future and will get his money back not only through the stock price, but also when the company matures and gets to the point where it cannot invest all of its money back into the business, he will get also the dividends like he does in his other investments. So that's it for today. I hope you found this video interesting and maybe helpful in some way. If so, then please like it and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. Bye bye.